Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Sawyer. I'm a realtor here in Victoria, and I focus on condos and townhouses. Reason being is before I worked as a realtor, I was a strata manager, a licensed strata manager, and I had a portfolio of about 400 condos and townhouses around Victoria. And today I help people buy and sell them. So today I'd like to talk about what I would call the education phase of buying. And this is really the part where you're preparing yourself as well as you can for what is, for a lot of people, one of the largest purchases of your life. So I think it's a really good idea to learn as much as you can ahead of time. And hopefully these videos are helpful and useful in that. So when I work with buyers, I have a three-part process, and I think of the first stage as education. And there's really two things I'm hoping that people will understand in the first part is I want people to learn the market and I want people to learn about the buying and selling process. And this is the way just to become the best prepared out of all the other buyers. The best prepared usually gets the worm. So what does that look like? Well, learning the market is pretty straightforward. You look at what's listed, you go out and look at these units in person because a wide angle camera can make a backyard, for example, or a living room look a lot bigger than it actually is. So you go out and look at these places in person, and then you watch and see what they actually sell for. And that third step is important because you can see, well, this one has this many beds, this many bathrooms, this is how big it is, this is where it's located, this is the quality of the finishings, this is when it was built, and it sat on the market, for example, for a long time before selling, well before below asking. And then you may have another unit and it sells right off the bat. And then you may have another unit that, I don't know, sits on the market for a short period of time and then sells a little bit below asking. So watching what a place actually sells for is very useful in terms of getting an idea of the market. The second thing I try to help people learn before they make a purchase is essentially the paperwork side or the buying and selling process side. There's a lot to that. You need to be aware of things like the purchase transfer tax. That's usually going to be 2%, around 2% of the purchase price. That's a major expense that you need to be aware of. There is the deposit. You need to make sure that you have the funds liquid and available for the deposit. Terms and conditions, how do those work? What are the main contracts that we use to make offers? What does a typical offer and negotiation process look like? So this is all stuff that I try to go over with buyers ahead of time before they get out there and find something they really like, and all of a sudden you've got 2 or 3 hours to submit an offer, and you're trying to literally understand what 15 pages worth of contracts, what it all means, and go over all of your required disclosures and all of that. You want to do this ahead of time. So I'm a big advocate of doing this ahead of time. The main reason being is this is one of the largest purchases that most people will make in their lifetime, and just like with any purchase, you want to be well prepared, and when there's a lot on the line, I think you want to be even better prepared. So that's my personal philosophy. This is my personal process. That's just step one, the education phase. In the next video, I'll get a little bit into the action phase where you're actually starting to make offers on places and seeing what that looks like. But for now, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.